boost you need while it melts away stubborn fat.
Sculpt and smile with Aeroglass, the revolutionary...
Welcome to the Donuts and Dumbbells podcast. My name is Angela, and once a month, I am going to be sitting down with my fitness coach while we smash a donut and talk about health and fitness. I'm the client, he's the coach. We're going to bring both perspectives to the table, and we're going to talk about everything from training to nutrition to women's health and just the realities of trying to become healthier while still living a very full, very busy life. I'm so glad you're joining us. So without further ado, get your donut and let's get started. Boom. Now we're rolling. All right. Okay. It's like, need some music, some rave music. All right. So donut check, Jamie. I'm going to ask you first because I got to be polite. So oh my God. Yeah, you cut it in half. Look at that, baby.
Pro.
What donut do you have? Where did it come from?
So Planet Donut, and it's got to be the standard Homer Simpson one. I think they literally call it Homer Simpson. I've had the proper Homer one in Disney, Florida, or Universal. It wasn't that good. Whereas this, like, just tasted the icing getting out of the box. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, you already took a dip in.
Yeah, little dip. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. So this is like
it surpasses the
already that was
expectations.
like amazing. But I can understand though that this is like a 2-day-old donut, because I was like, I'm not making 3 journeys to a town half an hour away to get a donut. So if it's a little bit dry, I'll be like, right, fair.
That's why we have our coffee though, right?
Yeah,
so
just wash it down with the coffee.
Yeah, and got our little donut mugs. All right. I also have a Homer Simpson donut.
Nice.
From no other than Dunkin'.
Dunkin'.
Right? I had to go classic because I don't think there's anyone else around me that has the strawberry frosted. And I'm going to, I can edit it out. I was going to say, I'm going to apologize in advance to anybody that's like watching and has misophonia. Do you know what that is? They're going to be like, this is not meant to be like a mukbang, like ASMR. These microphones pick it all up. So I'm taking a bite though. And I know that this one's good because this is a classic request from my girls.
Okay, try and like eat this from like miles away from the microphone.
Just like stand way back here.
Yeah, but
yeah, you have to rate it against the classic Homer Simpson donut.
It's definitely better than the American one.
Is it?
Yeah.
You'd think that's like the one thing they would have nailed down. It's Homer Simpson, you know?
Yeah, couldn't be as that, like, just didn't hit. I
told actually the guy at the Dunkin' that I go to, he's always the one working the register or like the drive-through register. And the last time I went through, I told him I'd never met a donut I didn't like because I think they ran out of one of the ones I had requested. And he goes, oh, I bet I have a donut for you that you don't. I don't know. It was like a promotional one. And I was like, really? He's like, it's absolutely horrible. And then he told me that somebody asked for his recommendation of his favorite when they came to order because they didn't know what they wanted. And he told him that one. I'm like, you're mean. You're going to give him the worst donut.
He woke up that day and chose violence.
He really did.
He's like, I want to bring everyone down to my level.
Yeah. The funny thing is he's like so nice usually. Okay, what's the macros on your donut? I just looked mine up. It's like 275, 280 calories.
The whole thing?
For the whole thing. But mine's like half the size of yours.
Mine's 177 for half.
That's not bad. That's actually not too bad.
I saw darkness when I went to go get this donut on Monday. I was like, when you're like, you can't add more to this order. Bitch, I can. Like, you can't tell me what to do.
You don't know me.
Yeah, I didn't obviously realize that was an issue then. Like, right, Jamie, you don't need 4 donuts. Did I come away with 4 donuts? Yes, I did. And this, as I say, saving this one, the traditional one for today. It probably would have been a bit better if I had it on the first day. But yeah, I think it's the Fabra Cadabra. That was strawberry sort of icing, I think, or strawberry jam sort of icing. That was pretty nice. White chocolate in the middle and then chocolate. So like a fab lolly here in the UK.
Oh,
that was nice. That was surprisingly nice. This one, not bad. Tiramisu so far.
Yeah.
That was decent. That was the best one. And then I got Oreo downstairs to have. I'm just like,
It's bulking season, Jamie. You're
what has
doing
my
bulking season.
what has my life become? I'm living the dream. That's what it
Yes,
is.
yes, you are. It
Yeah.
is the dream.
And
It's
I
what,
don't I don't eat like this all the time. This is it.
yeah.
I'm like, because that was it. I was thinking, right, you didn't need 4 donuts. What the hell are you doing? But then at the same time, I was right.
You're
I
there. Why not?
I don't
You
yeah,
know?
I don't
It's
I
not like
don't
you're
get
eating
4
4
donuts all the
donuts
time.
in one day, you
That
know?
would be a very different story. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm not even eating the whole donut in one go.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'll
too
have
much.
so I'll have half. I'll have half in the morning as like a little snack or something before lunch, right? Yeah, have lunch. And if everything else I'm still eating's
Yeah.
like bang on macro wise, and then right, accommodate for that, have the other half later on in
Yeah.
the day. So yeah.
You're a better man than me. I'm gonna eat it all in one go, and I don't know if my other macros will be on point. Time will tell. All right, you
We'll worry
ready to
about
get
that
into
tomorrow.
this bad boy? Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm working out tonight, so it's like I told you my 3-layer cake pre-workout. It's my donut pre-workout.
Yeah.
All right, so British slang lesson. One of my favorite things about when we first started working together was that you were saying phrases and words that I didn't know what they meant. So I'm picking the first one that I'm picking is oh shit, it's not on this one. I had it. Hold on, let
Like
me look.
Bosch. We had Bosch
Yeah,
and
Bosh. That's what it was.
Bosch.
Okay, so the first thing you ever
Bosch.
said, and I was like, "What is that?" I had to Google what that meant, and then so you're like, you get a free Duolingo with your
Yeah.
coaching thing. So what does
I'm
Bosh mean?
I'm probably still the way that I describe Bosch is probably not even accurate. So maybe what you researched and what they said is probably completely different from what I'm about to say. But Bosch for me is, right, you do something great, you ticked off a box, you've smashed something, you, like nailed it, you're like, yeah, done really well, completed it, whatever. It's just something you say at the end of it. It's just like, yeah, Bosch. You've got to say it. You've got to say it though in a particular way.
Yeah,
Like Bosch.
like that one guy.
Yeah,
Bosh.
Bosh. Maybe adding a gun finger. Bosh. Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Just
my
saying
gosh.
Bosh. No, it doesn't
Just
sound right.
doesn't
No,
work.
it's got to be like Bosh.
There's got to be inflection to it.
Yeah.
All right, who's on your gym playlist this week? Who would you listen to when working out?
Good question. This is it.
I already know
like,
mine.
who am I listening to at the minute? I am listening to Post Malone.
No, that's good. That's good. I haven't listened to Post Malone in a hot minute.
Yeah, and the old school Post Malone. Because have you heard his new one that's coming out soonish?
No, I haven't. I'm like, the last thing I listened to was his one with Doja Cat, I think.
It's on TikTok at the minute. Like,
yeah,
everyone's like dancing along to it, and Post is getting involved in terms of like oh my god, Post Malone notices me because they're just dancing along to his song or whatever. So yeah, him at the moment. Usher.
Oh,
I don't know as well. I don't know. I just seem to be like crying maybe at the same time I'm lifting a weight. I'm in the feels right now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do workouts. You've seen it when I've got the iPod on, and like I'll go through and pick something that I haven't heard in ages, and if it's too slow, I'm like, I can't do this. I had to skip the Spice Girls song because one, that's inappropriate. Nobody can work out to 2 becomes 1.
I'm thinking, can you work out to Usher no matter thing? If I'm listening to like You Got It Bad, I don't know,
guess
like Love in This Club, You Remind Me. Don't know, probably not really. Climax.
You're doing it though, JB.
Yeah, I'm doing it, but like, yeah, thank God that door's closed.
You don't want anybody finding out.
Yeah, it's probably
like okay. Well, now the internet knows, so it doesn't matter.
Fuck. President is another one. I don't know if you might have heard of President. Yeah. So do you know Charlie from Busted? Have you heard of Busted?
No.
Oh my god! Like, right. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, that's President and Busted. They're going completely over your head. Then.
Okay. What kind of music is it?
Well, Busted. Think of kind of like Spice Girls, sort of boy band, like know, poppy. Like, but they are kind of they're good. They are good. I mean, yeah, I'm going to put my hands up there. Busted. Don't mind a bit of Busted. Maybe a little bit corny, but no, there's sound.
I
There's
like some corny music.
the lead singer, Charlie Simpson. He has branched out to do other things, other bands. So I think he was in like
Mhm,
another band called Fight Star. I love
mhm.
them. Busted, Fight Star, completely different. Like,
Yeah.
like compared to Busted, yeah, like,
That
um,
reminds me of, do you know, Daryl Palumbo? He was, like, the lead singer of Head Automatica, and then I
yeah,
can't remember, like, his hardcore band, but I was like I became a Head Automatica fan, and then I went and listened to his other band, and I was like, "This is not for me."
yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then so Fight Star, I think they were around for a few years and bit quiet. And now this other band, President, has come out. They've been out past year. Um, and I think they're kind of little bit screamy and what have you, but I think they're kind of taking like maybe a political stand in terms of probably their name. And also President's he's dressed, he's wearing a mask and all this sort of stuff. And I think like masking his identity. But Charlie Simpson has an undeniable voice that is only him. Like, and so he's trying to go maybe through all this effort. Maybe it is probably part of the band and all this sort of stuff, but if he was trying to, like, mask his identity, everyone's just like, "Charlie, we know it's you. Come on, mate." Like, you can just tell straight away from his voice.
Yeah.
And I think there was even, like, as I say, "Oh, who is it?" Like, and I think they were playing on it a little bit, and then they did, like, a
Mhm.
festival. I was like, "Right, can somebody tell me why Charlie Simpson's parents are standing at the side of the stage, please?" Obviously, it's him. Like clear view for everyone to see. So
That's
yeah, I'm
funny.
listening to them. Enter Shikari. Yeah, listen to them, and I think that has been so that, and then I Spy Skepta.
What's that? I thought my music taste was eclectic, but this stuff is going over my
Yeah,
head.
I don't know if I play this and if it's gonna get copyrighted, but we could probably just play it and you'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" Right, hold on.
Ooh.
Hasn't even got going yet, mate.
Ooh. You're gonna have to send me a link on these guys.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
Skepta, listening to him or just that one song in particular,
Yeah.
and then Killswitch
Are you a
Engage.
playlist guy? Are you a playlist guy versus a record guy?
Yeah, I think as
Okay.
soon as I listen to an artist, I'll just put on their essentials. So
Yeah.
it'll be like Usher essentials, Post Malone essentials, and blah blah blah. President is still that new; they haven't got essentials, so it'll probably just go through the whole thing. And
Yeah.
Shikari essentials, yeah. And then Skepta, just the one song. I was going through like a Chris Brown phase, listen to all that, Chasing
You're not
Status,
allowed to
Newfound
listen to
Glory.
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
He's canceled. He's canceled.
So it is about Breezy. It
Uh,
just got that you just keep on
yeah.
coming back to. You know you shouldn't, but you do.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, for my playlist, it's been well, you hear it because you watch the videos of me working out for coaching purposes, but, let's see, last week it was Spice Girls. We
Yeah.
did, like, the OG Spice World's the second one. I think the first one's just, like, a self-titled, but that was the one, with Wannabe and all that. And then I did Bastille,
Yeah.
and that was Wild World. And let's because I'm an album gal. So like as a kid, I would get a new album. I would like save up my allowance and I would get tapes back in the day or CDs after I got my first CD player. And I would listen to everything front to back, and that's how I am to this day, like however many years later.
Sorry to
And
interrupt.
then no, you're good.
Funny, my never gonna guess. I think my first out. I bought 2 albums, first 2 albums I ever bought.
Yeah.
One of them, Linkin Park. Like, you're never gonna guess the second one because I think I told Amber maybe, like, last week, week before. Never gonna get it.
Oh God.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider soundtrack.
You're literally that's, like, not the album bit, but, like, that sounds like something Josh would have bought for his first 2 records because him and his brother were very into Linkin Park in high school, and then like, Lara Croft Tomb Raider is, like, his, fake character crush.
Yeah,
He
I just, like,
loves it.
watched the film and then the soundtrack. I think it was Outkast Speedballing That song in particular, I was
Oh,
like, "Yeah, that's a fucking jam."
no one. I was gonna say,
And
no
then I
wonder.
got an album just for that one song that was on repeat, like,
Yeah,
constantly. And then,
that's
yeah,
so funny.
that was it. And then I think, yeah, went off from there.
Yeah. What was the other one I did this week? Oh, I did some pop punk. I did Blink 182 Enema of the
Mm.
State. And then when that was over, I was like, I'm not like, that was the one record that I listened to the most from Blink. And then I switched over to Sum 41. The first, it might have been the second record. I can't remember, but the classic one with
Yeah.
that's, All Killer No Filler is the name of the record.
Yeah.
Such a good record. Like that one and Does This Look Infected were like a front to back albums for me in like middle and high school. Just I don't that it's every song is pretty much a banger.
Yeah,
So
literally. I think you listened to Blink and then
mhm.
some. I was like, oh, yeah, it just took me back. It took me back.
Taking it back.
Yeah,
I
literally.
am still enjoying this iPod because like, as you know, we did every time I would come in, I would go like A to Z all the way. I did a different letter, but now it's like, there's not enough to do that through 2 times. But so now I'm just like, okay, what do I want to reminisce on? What nostalgia do I have right now? So that's been pretty fun. It's just like picking out records that I used to be absolutely obsessed with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for my music playlist this week. Win of the week. What are you celebrating this week, Jamie?
What day are we? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'm going to say actually, yeah, making that time for myself because I
Yeah.
know that we caught up, didn't we, like last week, doing like a little bit of a tester for this already, and the
Yeah.
amount of work that I was doing and so on. I think I was slowly but surely putting myself last, and which has happened numerous times before. But I know I always come back, but it might take 6 weeks one time, may take 4 weeks the next, and so on. But now though, it's only been like a matter of days. That's all right.
Awesome.
So busy day today, waking up, and what have I done? Yeah, touch bases, check in, workout feedbacks. I had a call with a new potential client. She's actually joined now, and then
Awesome.
I was a bit like, right, and then podcast now.
Mhm.
Got to sort out a post later on. Got a potential call again later on. This is all before kind of like 7:00 tonight. So I was like, right,
Busy.
yeah, busy day. And I was like, right, okay, go and get some steps in. Because I wanted to go to I've got in this, trying to get into that habit of going to that National Trust place that I mentioned, which I
Mhm.
have gone to a couple of times. That was working. I wanted to try and go back there today. I was like, right, I possibly might have some time here and there, maybe after this, before that, I don't know. But there's no guarantee set time. Right, I'm actually going to get there for now. So there's a field like down the road. I was like, right, I'm just going to go around that a couple of times. So I did that like 20 minutes worth walking back and so on. Got some steps up. So I was like, right, done that for me. Could have because before that point, if I hadn't have done it, or before I went, 741 steps was all I'd done. And that was it up until 11:30, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Half 10. So no, 10:30 in the morning. That's all
Yeah.
I'd done. So I was like, right, yeah, I need to get moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, done that. And then if it hasn't been workout related, read a bit of a book yesterday. I can't remember, something else. I think that was Attingham on Monday as well. I went to, so 20 minutes there. Tomorrow will be a gym day. So yeah, I think it's just making time for
Fitting in
myself
your
pretty quickly compared to what I've done in the past.
Yeah, because when we were talking about it last week, you get buried in work and you kind of let it get ahead of you and you just sit down at the computer and the day is gone. So that's good. I don't know what my win is this week. Doing this podcast, I think, like officially launching it is very exciting to me. I've been pretty geeked about it all week. Like just, like I got the good like energy. I don't know. I feel this is my woo woo coming out, but like the universe is like, do it. I keep seeing 11:11 everywhere. And yeah, I'm just like, I've wanted for so long to start doing something like this just for myself because I edit for clients, and I have really pared down over the last couple of years what I do and who I work for. And with the intention of building up something that I'm really passionate about and excited about. And so it's been pretty cool, like not only like roping you into my shenanigans, but like our partners are super on board. Like Amber got you that donut. She's been sharing our posts, and
Yeah.
Josh like took the kids out for us. So this is my win of the week, is getting this started.
Love it.
So
Love it.
yeah, my this or that question. And this is for my Brits out there. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Are you going to lose your Brit card for that? Because every time I hear somebody say, like a British person get asked that question, they're like, tea,
Mm.
obviously tea.
I don't know. I think I've done like a this or that on Instagram stories as well, like a couple of times. And yeah, tea or coffee is like a standard one that you can ask.
Mhm.
Coffee is coming out on top. Like a
Yeah,
lot
for
more.
me, it's both, but it's like in the summer it's just coffee because I like hot tea. So I will I once the fall comes in, I'm like, it's tea time. I can have like my coffee and then I can have my Earl Grey. Oh, on the tea. Do you ever drink tea or no? Do you just prefer coffee over tea?
I do. I wasn't even a hot drink guy for
Really?
ages. Yeah, God, I think I only probably started drinking coffee like 4 years ago.
Now you're roped in.
Yeah, now I'm like, give
That's
me a
how it
coffee.
happens.
But like I don't have one like every day though either. Like I'll have
Mhm.
one every now and then, and so on. It's not like I wake up and like, right, coffee.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I have got the taste buds for it now. Like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
coffee. Tea, yeah, I'd have one every now and then, but nah, not really. And
You don't
think
do the
even
British tea
now.
alarm? It's like there's so many American people like, "Is that really a thing?" Like, the British government sends out a phone. Have you ever heard that
Yeah,
meme?
yeah,
Where
tea alarm.
I'm like, "How do I sign up for that?" No.
Well, not on my phone.
Yeah. Dang, well, if you're not a big tea guy, I was gonna ask you PG Tips or Yorkshire Gold. That's the other controversial.
I've got Yorkshire in the cupboard,
I
to be
have
fair.
both because Josh is PG Tips. I'm Yorkshire Gold. I have like a huge box of it, but it's like it's too hot, so I'm not busting into it until it cools down.
Yeah, Yorkshire tea here. My parents are PG Tips.
Are they? I don't know. I feel like Yorkshire is it's more pungent. I don't know. The PG Tips is not
Yeah,
strong enough for me.
yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Josh always makes fun of me too because he's like a traditionalist. He got into tea when he worked at his old job and like he had a buddy there who got him really into it. And it's like technically he gets into like a lot of the Chinese like teas and stuff too. And so he'll get like you can only steep it for 3 minutes. And I'm like, no, bro, the bag is going in. That thing's gonna sit for 10 minutes before I get the bag
God
out.
damn, 10
And
minutes.
yeah, you should. I mean, you don't want to taste the coffee that I like. I like my hot drinks strong. So yeah, I'll leave the tea bag in there forever. I'll forget about it, and then I'll come back later and put sugar and milk in it. And
Eh,
that's how I do it. That's my tea. That might be
I
blasphemy to a Brit too. I don't know.
I used to when I would used to make a cup of tea, the bag would barely be in there. Water, yeah, like tea bags in, water within a minute, tea
No,
bags out.
Jamie,
I
that's
know
hardly tea. That's
that's
like
what
the
I used to do.
LaCroix.
That's what I
Okay.
used to do. But even now though, compared to you, I'm still
Yeah.
like, it's still might as well be the same. I think I leave it in there for 2 minutes,
Oh my gosh,
and then
no
that's
way.
it, it's out.
I think like the best thing of all time is Earl Grey.
Mm.
I actually got some when I was in the UK, and I use it so sparingly because it lasts forever. And so I have this like orange peel. It's called Lady Hebden Earl Grey, and I let that shit steep for so long, and then just sugar and milk, and it's like. It's so good. Now I want tea. Now I want it to be fall so I can have a cup of tea.
I'm just waiting for you there, you
Oh
can just
shoot.
pouring it down, that's it, just right there.
So if we ever actually meet in life, don't let me make you a cup of tea because it might knock you over.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus.
Oh shoot. Okay. So now that we've done all our yapping, let's get into the episode topic. Since it's our first episode, we're gonna like focus on introducing ourselves to the
Mhm.
audience and just discuss a little bit more about how we came to become a friends, clientele, coach situation. But I'm gonna let you go first. So just
Mhm.
introduce yourself. We all know your name is Jamie, but tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Jamie, of course, online fitness coach based in the UK. God, I've been in the business for 12 years now. And God, from day one, it would be a case of, coaching everyone, males, females, But the past 4 years, 5 years, I'd say it's been mainly female based or purely female based, but the last 2 years in particular has been more along the lines of narrowing down a little bit more in terms of working with women who are experiencing or suffering with things like PMDD or endometriosis or PMOS or PCOS.
I'm Angela. If you're here, you probably know me because I'm constantly posting about go to watch my videos. Um, but if you don't know me, I am a homeschool mom of three. So I have a background in actually music industry and then video production and video editing. But I left all of it to be a stay-at-home mom and just kind of freelance. I'm based in the Midwest in the great state of Michigan. Obviously, I'm on my quest to become a muscle mom. I want to become
Kadoosh!
and yeah, I tracked Jamie down just with a Google search because I was delving into my situation where, I do struggle with PMDD, and I've been all year trying to figure out. I wanted to lose weight, and I was like, I can't keep using these calculators and like internet information about what my calorie intake should be. So I started delving into that and trying to track everything possible and figure out what that was. And then I realized through all of that with my PMDD, I can't do a huge deficit. And then I started looking online for someone who could guide someone in fitness who suffers with PMDD. And there you popped up on the Google search results. So I just gave you a follow, and then you send a DM, and the rest is history. Now we've been working together for, almost 5. It'll be 5 months in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, and it's just the beginning because we got
Mhm.
a lot of work to get done. But yeah, that's me. Okay, so I want to talk about exactly what fitness coaching entails from your perspective and what you do. Can you like give me a synopsis of exactly what it is you offer to clients?
Yeah, I think to start off with, a lot of people think like an online coach will just write you a meal plan and a gym program, and that's it. And you're like, right, yeah, sound. But that's 20% of it, maybe not even 20%. That's if you follow it, like,
Yeah.
and just leave you to it, sound, away you go. But let's say be kind, 20%. The other 80% is life,
Hmm.
outside. Is like, right, when shit hits the fan, in a manner of speaking, like the kids are driving you mad or work, stress, like whatever else, like there's no perfect time to start. There's, no perfect life or perfect routine as such. It's just life. And so you've got to be like holding yourself accountable, or there's a level of accountability with that. But yeah, sometimes you just can't do it by yourself, or you have to have gone through a certain thing with yourself to establish that your why, if your why is so strong enough as to why you're going to do this, looking after yourself and so on, then yeah, you're good. But if you do need somebody to hold your hand and support you and go through everything, because there is so much stuff out there that it can be overwhelming, it can be confusing. It's just like, right, I want to look after myself. Where the hell do I start? And there are some cowboys out there, let's say, like I know more often than not, it is a male coach who, it does get the stigma of, as I say, not being good, or, the horror stories. But if you do find, yeah, it's doing your research. And as long as you have found the coach for you, with your niche, what you're looking for, because some people will, I've had conversations in the past, they'll go for a coach who's training somebody, or their niche is specifically for marathons.
Hmm.
I was like, right, okay, well, did you want to run a marathon? No.
No.
Why the hell are you with that coach then?
Yeah.
So this is it. It's like, right, finding the right coach for you, because each coach will offer something different. So like, everyone's goals are different, and every coach as well, their style is different. So yeah, me personally, your goal for most of the girls is a case of, yeah, losing weight or toning up a little bit more confident, and a little bit more comfortable and happier within themselves. That could well be like your main goal that you're striving for, that everyone that joins. But then the tangents or the spider legs that come off from that could be, yeah, PMDD, endometriosis, and PMOS or PCOS as such there. So it's like, right, again, not everyone does not get the same plan. Is where you coach the individual. It's very important because, yeah, some of the girls may have kids, some don't have kids, some may have more time. Everyone's different. So it's like, right, you're coaching the client, and sometimes you can look through the textbook and going through there. I think this is where experience as well comes in, like 12 years. I I've been in the situation where, right, the textbook tells you this, but you've got to listen to the client as well at the end of the day and say, right, meeting in the middle of things, maybe like one avenue that we tried hasn't worked, right, go through this way, where a set rigid plan of that 20%, like we said to begin with, if somebody just thinks, oh yeah, right, things can change. That plan that may well be decent for you for the first 4 to 6 weeks, what happens then when these things do occur in life, or when, yeah, you've reached that first one, you've reached that first goal, that weight loss goal, right, what you're going to do then afterwards, it's going to change. It's always forever changing. So yeah, I like to think incorporating all that, and then overall building confidence, that accountability. I think education as well is a
Yeah.
big one, as to, learning about your body and be like, right, why is my body reacting this way? Why is, let's say, what used to work not working anymore? And then, like I say, rather than just being a 4 week, 6 week, 8 week thing, you're going to know what you're doing for the long term.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like for me, it's a very, I mean, that was like the perfect example of your body changing. I injured my knees. Well, my left knee specifically, I got an injury, but like we were having issues, with both sides. And I went, I had to get x-ray, MRI, all that. And it was like, okay, if you were just like a whatever coach, here's your meal plan, here's your workout plan, call it a day kind of thing, like I would have been left in a lurch because I needed you to completely rework everything we had set up because I had to do rehab. I'm still
Mm,
doing rehab on that knee to help strengthen those muscles and everything. So yeah, I think having that's essentially to me the most valuable part is like the fact that you kind of like are a running record of wins, changes, things that we don't necessarily notice in ourselves. You take note of it and then you regurgitate it back to me
mm, yeah.
and you're like, "Hey, you did this and this." And I probably never would have like focused on that to begin with, or would have never caught it and would have gotten down on myself, or again like injured myself if I was doing my own program by myself. I could have easily just been like, well, I can't do this because my knees are messed up and I guess I'm just destined to have bad knees, and it's like, no, I've got everything reworked for me specifically. We're going to change gears for now until we can get back to what we were doing before. We're going to focus on the upper body and progressing that and hitting those PRs because, I can still do the upper body work. So we're not going to let everything go to the wayside. We're going to just tweak it and move forward. Okay. So how did you get into this line of work? Because you have been doing this, you said, for 12 or 13 years. And is fitness something that's always been a passion? Is it something you always wanted to do, or like did you go to school for it, or is it just something you kind of fell into?
Definitely fell into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to like one of the girls I was just having a call with earlier on before this, I'm 37 now, and I didn't go to a gym until I was 23. Like, didn't step foot at all in a gym. During school, I think like kind of sporty, like cross country and athletics and stuff like that, but nothing like basketball, believe it or not. Like at the height of 5'4", 5'5", whatever. But yeah, pretty good at basketball, and yeah, I was just dabbling things. Like I do okay, but no real like, yeah, sport is life sort of thing. Got to, as I say, 23. I'd done university, college, and all that. Art. That was it for me, art. Drawing, really good at it, enjoyed it and so on, but I think university just ruined it for me at the end. It was much more, it was too opinionated. It got to a stage where, right, I need a
Yeah.
job. And yes, my degree got me into insurance. Yeah, it was an okay job. The people there were great and so on. All my, let's say, immediate colleagues who I'd see on the daily, yeah, loved it, or loved them. But it was a stressful job. There were deadlines and so on. I would be it wasn't really even like a 9 to 5. It would be more like, um, start 8:15 in the morning. Sometimes I wouldn't even leave until 7 o'clock at night. I'd wake up, get a brunch bar, like, like just a little snack brunch bar sort of thing. Just, yeah, that'll do. Barely 100 calories in that. Probably have that on the way to work because, again, right, I'd wake up half an hour probably before I had to be at work, and it takes me 20-minute drive at least. So, yeah, just wake up, go, get to work, got something in me, get to
Yeah.
work. The tuck shop would be next to me in my office. Oh, yeah, just have a chocolate bar, sound. Yeah, 50p or whatever they charge. Cool. Yeah, easy. Keep me going. Lunch, I'd go to the local supermarket, get a slice of pizza, yeah, have that quickly, got to get back, got to do this, and so on. And then, yeah, deadlines again. Get back from work and just devour shit ton of pasta, like spaghetti bolognese or something, and that'd
Mm.
be it. That would be my new
I mean, I
probably.
know you're talking about how unhealthy it is, but I love spaghetti.
Yeah, but I mean, probably no vegetables in sight.
Right.
So beige, and I think living like that, probably everything, the food, the stress, not looking after myself, like, it did get to a stage where I did become ill, and I was bedridden for a month, you know? And I think I can't remember now if I had gone to the gym or started going to the gym at that point, but I went to the gym really just out of, like, frustration mainly. And I think that, like, or at the time, it felt like frustration, but I think probably in reflection as well, probably wasn't happy with myself as well. Like, I was only 7.5 stone at that point, like 45 kilos, 44 kilos, something like that. Nothing of me. But like I say, I had no idea the calories that I was consuming. So yeah, brunch bar, right, 100 calories, not even that. Another chocolate bar, 100, right, 250 there. Slice of pizza, yeah, yeah, probably a bit more. I don't know, yeah, 300 maybe a bit more, and then massive meal of spaghetti bolognese. But even then, it's probably only like 1,200 calories. Not a lot. And but that's it. I was like, "But I'm eating." Like, yeah, like, but I was eating shit.
Yeah.
And it turns out not actually a lot of it. So I thought, right, well, I just want to put on half a stone. And I
Mhm.
was like 1,000 calories short every single day.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, fuck. Like, how the hell am I gonna eat 1,000 calories extra every single,
Yeah.
like, I haven't got time for that sort of thing, do I? But
Yeah.
that
I think that's
was
part of, like, that corporate, situation too, where you're, like, in a desk job or whatever.
mm,
It's just, like, either you're cramming it in because you don't have a lot of time because 'cause you're super slammed and you're cramming in junk and stuff that's, like, shelf stable. For me, it was like when I worked at Live Nation, I was a marketing assistant, and I was at my desk for 10 hours a day, and so I had just cabinet snacks. I was eating stuff that we didn't have a real kitchen. It was just like a microwave and a fridge and a coffee station. And so I was eating like microwave pot pies, just terrible shit. And then I wasn't moving because I was at a desk for 10 hours, just like, and it's miserable in those positions. I wanted to work in the music industry and I got a job at the biggest concert promoter in the world. And I realized pretty quickly, I lasted a year and I was like, the only good thing about this job is free concerts. Everything else sucks. And I'm in this desk. I gained like 20 pounds in that year just sitting there and either eating like sweet, salty stuff, anything that I could fit in my little overhead cabinet, and then, like I said, microwave dinners. And it's just like, some of it's like just to give you energy, but even though you still end up crashing, it doesn't give you real lasting energy. It's
no,
terrible.
it's just you're just eating it purely for survival, just to
Yeah.
get you through. It's not really giving you any
Yeah.
nutritional value at all. So it's just a cocktail of deadly stuff. And as I say, it's like, yeah, not looking after myself, but probably that was part of it, but not in, as I say, the reason, yeah, wasn't happy with myself, but mostly because my boss, absolute knobhead, like, didn't like him at all, didn't get on with him.
Same.
And I probably just joined the gym really just out of frustration, just because I was just like, right, just lift some heavy shit and just release the pressure valve a little bit. And yeah, so joined the gym. I was at that job for 3 years. 23, joined said gym, started to see some changes in myself. So my nutrition still wasn't amazing, but it was a little bit better. But I think it was just purely just going to the gym, like just going to the gym and just lifting some weights. That made a bit of a difference to me in, yeah, 6 months. seen some changes. Yeah, feeling a bit better in myself and so on. And then it got to a stage where working on one day, said boss blamed me for something that wasn't my fault. And I was like, right, I've had enough. Like, what the hell am I going to do for the rest of my life? I need to get the fuck out of here. And my friends, we were in a similar situation. She was saying sort of the same thing. Would come into the office and she'd be like, Jamie, we need to get out of here. I was like, I know, mate, I know. And then, she's probably, same thing, talked to each other out of work as well. Knew I was going to the gym 6 months, saw the changes and so on. She did see how much I was enjoying it. She was like, "You make a good PT, you would." And my first reaction was, "Fuck off." Like, no way. Like,
Oh,
no
man.
aspirations to do that at all. No, I was like, "That's a stupid idea." I don't even know why it's a stupid idea, but I was like, "Nah, no interest in that at all." But I don't know. I think she did cement the idea,
Mhm.
and
It was like the inception, the little spark in the back
yeah,
of your mind, whether you realized it or not.
yeah, literally. And then I think over 2 or 3 weeks maybe, the
Mhm.
idea, yeah, cementing. I was like, "Well, what have I got to lose?" And then I was like, "Right, well, really, I do enjoy it." I think this is it. I was coming to realization that I do enjoy going to the gym. I love it. The feeling that I was feeling, the endorphins of lifting something, you finish a great workout, you see the changes in yourself, you see the results, and it's just a change. I think, like, as I say, like, we all do it to look after ourselves to start off because we're not happy. And then for me to become happier, or starting to become happier, I was like, yeah, right. Okay, maybe it's not such a bad idea. So I looked into it a little bit more and then did the course. The course was in person. I had to travel from, where I am to Birmingham. Like, I think it was every Saturday and Sunday for 6 months. So, no social life for that point there. But yeah, it was what I wanted to do. I, like, started it and, just get the bug. I was like, yeah, learning, learning, learning. And then 6 months of that course, fully qualified. And I was like, yeah, great. This is it now. Really had to caught the bug now. Really had to got my teeth into it. I was like, yeah, really happy. Or yeah, definitely happy that this is the right thing. I've made the right decision now. But and then yeah, quit that job and then never looked back in terms of there. And then went into a self-employed straight away off the bat, like gym. So when you do the course, they line you up with a gym to go to that's local to you. So yeah, it was in the like a next retail park from where I was already working. Um, so it's still kind of like the same journey I've been making anyway. But they literally chuck you in head first. I think what they don't really tell you is they do give you kind of business sense, but it's the last thing they tell you. They tell you all about the courses, and all those sort of things, and what you're doing, blah blah. But what they don't tell you is how to get a client, how to
Yeah.
talk to somebody,
The
how to
sales
be.
aspect of it.
Yeah, that I think
Yeah.
that's the most important thing because I wouldn't get to. I know I'm like a nice guy and so on, and yeah, like blah blah blah. I've got to sell myself at the end of the day. This
Yeah.
is probably why I've got 40 women on the team right now. I wouldn't have 40 women on the team if I was a shit salesman, let's say, in a manner of
Yeah.
speaking. Sales is a part of it.
I think that's
Um,
the biggest part of being self-employed and kind of being an entrepreneur, and it's
yeah.
like, if you don't take the time to learn how to do that, but I used to work as a sales assistant for 10 years and like marketing assistant, so I always, like, was the assistant to that, and I watched what these guys had to go do, and they would always be like the managers would be like, "You should become a rep. You should be a rep." And I'm like, "I can't sell something to someone unless I actually 100% believe in that product.
Mm,
And if it's something I'm passionate about, I can sell anyone and everyone because I'm just talking about it excitedly." So I think that that helps because you're passionate about it. You've kind of fell into it and decided you really love it and you know what difference it can make in your body. So like that makes it easier to sell. But yeah, some people even still like even if they're passionate about something, they may not have the skills to
yeah.
like market themselves and have the confidence in themselves. So,
It does come down to communication as well at the end of the day. That's like the forefront of it probably. If you can't talk to somebody, you're never gonna make it, like, probably in anything, but definitely as a PT, if you can't talk to somebody. And I think, um but as I say, coaching now is part of the sales thing. Don't coach everyone the same either. You know, this is where you coach individual and you've got to listen as well at the end of the day. Yes, you've got to communicate both in the talking aspect and the listening, of course. And yeah, so that was it. The business sense wasn't there at all. They chucked me in head first, and I probably wasn't deep in it that much as maybe as I would deep it now. Right, self-employed. I've got 0 clients. I've got no money coming in. Like, I've gotta make this work. Like, this is me thinking about it now. Whereas back then I was like, "Yeah, boy!" Like, newly qualified PT, get me in
Yeah.
that gym, Yeah, I
Yeah.
was still kind of like in the mindset of, "Yeah, loving this, gonna make it work. Can't wait. I'm gonna have so many clients, da, da, da." But deep down, right, I've got a flat. I've
Yeah.
got bills to pay, right,
Yeah.
yeah, if I didn't make this work. And then you do kind of like there's competition as well. There's me and 9 other PTs in this gym. Some of them have been there for years, and so it is a bit like, right, I'm down on the
Do you
pecking order
have to
here.
build your own clientele through the gym when you're doing in-person coaching?
Yeah,
Do you have to,
so
go seek people out, or they set you up with a client list? Like, how does that work in the gym?
so I think it's still the same now. They will potentially line you up with inductions. So if you go and join a gym and say, "Oh, would you like an induction?" "Yes, please." "Okay, hi, yeah, I'm Jamie," like introduce, and so on, go around, da, da, da. "Oh, would you like personal training?" But this is it though, like if you're not on it,
Charming,
you can
upbeat,
easily let a potential client slip through your fingers,
right.
if you're not kind of you don't wanna obviously jump on somebody straight away, right? This is their first time potentially in a gym. You don't want to go straight into personal training or yes, you need personal training. No, like somebody's got to make that choice by themselves. As long as they may not join up with you there and there, they may think about it, they may, as long as you leave with a good impression, like, oh, he was nice. Yeah, if I've got any questions, oh, Jamie, like, see him on the gym floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. I'm in their head, you know, whether they join now, it's even the same now, my
I was
content.
gonna say, how long did it take first of all, how long did it take you to kind of figure that out from when they dropped you into this gym and you had no sales training to when you actually figured out, like, don't come on too strong, just be the helpful guy that they think of when they want a hand with this stuff?
I think I never actually really got it.
Really?
Yeah, I think I just got it just by I got to where I was just by being a nice guy or just being me
Yeah.
in a manner of speaking. I
Yeah.
didn't deep it as much like, right, sales. I
Yeah.
think now, yeah, it's kind of got a bit more salesy
I
as
feel like though, even when I first started talking to you, what you've never been pushy. You were never pushy, and you were just like, "Hey, let's just get on a call." And I'm like, "Well,
mm,
I don't know if I have the money for this right now." And you're like, "That's fine. Let's just talk on a call, and you can tell me what your goals are, and we can see if it's a good fit, and if it's something you can fit in right now, or if you want to just put it off till later." And
yeah.
it was not like it wasn't condescending. Put it off till later. It's like, is this now, or is this something you can do down the road? Like, what is important to you? So, like, in asking those questions, it puts it back on the client of like, is this something I'm ready to commit to, So I think, yeah, I think being authentic is a huge thing in sales. And I think people can pick up on it when you're not. And obviously, yeah, your goal is to build up clientele and like have enough business to like pay your bills and do the job like the rest of us do our jobs. But yeah, I think just being a nice guy goes a lot further than some people realize.
And I remember, as I say, the competition, 9 other PTs, and, you talk to some of those PTs and they're telling you their experience, and
Mhm.
I remember a couple of them saying, like, "Didn't get my first client until 3 months in." And, we're like, "Shit."
Yeah.
I luckily got mine, so I started on the Monday. I got my first client
Mhm.
on Friday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I
Wait,
was
now
like,
did you get, like, a base salary, or were you, like, straight commission clientele? Like, you had to get clients?
"You have to get clients." So,
Wow.
yeah, they feed you, like I say, the inductions, like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." And then it's down to you.
Yeah.
You as long as you just deliver the induction, that's it. The
Yeah.
gym, that's not their problem to get
Yeah.
you the client, it's your job
Yeah.
then.
It's
So
your job to close it essentially.
fortunately, did a good job of doing that. Um, yeah, but you don't get a salary from them. What they
Yeah.
do is they give you like sort of 15 hours, and whether that is full of inductions or whether it's just going around the gym, being on the gym floor, tidying up, things like that. Not like doing the toilets and all that sort of stuff, just still PT. Yeah.
Scrubbing these
Yeah, all that
toilets.
sort of stuff. If there's no inductions, there's no inductions. You have got to talk just to people randomly around the gym and so on, just to get yourself started, get yourself out there. And in turn for those 15 hours, they just give you a reduction on your gym rent. So you've still got to pay rent. And the rent, it was like 450 pounds a month. Yeah. So I've got 0 money. I've got
Yeah.
0 clients.
You've
I've
gotta
already
at least break even for that.
I've already got a flat, a car, phone bills, utilities, and now I've got another rent of 450 quid. I think that was only as well, they gave you that discount for your first 3 months.
Oh, that's
And then
it.
after that, that's it, you're gone. And then I think it went up to 500 quid or 550 quid or something like that. Your
That's
ins
pricey.
your insurance was part of that as well. They covered your ass in that respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, still, like, right, yeah, you've gotta go.
You have to hit the ground running. I'm
Yeah,
curious then how you kinda shifted from the in-person stuff into online because you're talking about your competition. There's 9 other
mhm,
coaches at this one gym that you have to
yeah.
compete with for in-person coaching. Did you start doing the online coaching as, like, a supplement to that? Or because that's competition. Everybody and their brother is a fricking Instagram coach. Like, I truly came across yours because I was looking for something so specific. If I was just looking for internet coaching, there was a good chance I probably would have wound up with a female coach because initially would have probably been like, well, I'm going to feel more comfortable with a female. But after talking to you in our call, it was like this guy knows his stuff and he knows. Like I had done so much research into PMDD for myself, and then talking to him, like he also does his homework and his research, and then just like personality wise, we clicked. So I was like, I didn't shop around. I was just like, this guy gets it. And so I just went straight in with you. But yeah, you asked me that. You said, why me over all these other Instagram coaches? I'm like, well, I was looking for something really specific that you deal with, that you handle. Like, how did you shift from going from the competition of 9 other in-person coaches to shifting into internet coaching where again, like I said, everyone and their brother and sister are an Instagram fitness coach and you don't have to be qualified. People who just be like, I'm a coach and they start an Instagram page. So like what was that transition like for you?
Like, I find that fucking crazy that you can
Mhm.
be an online coach and not actually have a qualification.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad. Like, if somebody, let's say, is in the same niche as myself, they've well, yeah, not got any experience at all, and
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh, yeah, your health, in a manner of speaking, is in their hands." Yeah, I've got insurance, for
Yeah.
sure. Mad, 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 mad. Yeah, so got myself, yeah, person after person, things were going well, 26 clients.
In the
I built
gym?
Yeah, that was in the gym.
Wow.
Um, ranging from once a week, some of them up to 4 times a week.
Wow.
And I was in that gym that I was self-employed in, uh, 6 AM, 10 o'clock at night, and it got to a stage where there were not enough hours in the day. There was a 24-hour gym that had not long opened up. I had a couple of clients at, like, 4 or 5 AM. Not every day. This was still in the same region, so it's not like I was traveling miles. And then finish at 10 o'clock, go and train somebody else at, like, 11 or 12. Managed that for 2 months, and I was like, "I'm dying." I did leave that gym, but online still wasn't a thing at that point for me. I left it, and I just wanted actually something a bit more chilled. I was like the pressure probably as well of just like, say, living to work that amount of hours. I was just like, I'm running myself into the ground here.
Yeah.
And,
You're gonna wind yourself up in the same position you were in at the corporate gig,
yeah, and
just in a different way.
that's it. And then my partner I was with at the time, she was like, "Oh, there's a gym, like, where I live, and, they're looking for somebody part-time. just as a instructor, fitness instructor and so on. I was like, "Yeah, cool. Okay then." So I didn't go self-employed, went more contracted, getting an actual wage in, which was nice in a way. And that gym that I left, the company went into liquidation the following year. So I got out at the right time. And I was there probably for like 6 months. And somebody comes in and she says, "Oh, like my husband's, he's like a big CEO. He hasn't got time to come to the gym and so on. Is anyone available to, come to the house maybe and train him and so on?" And I think this was like one of the girls that were on reception. I was just coming back off my lunch break, and she's like, "Oh, Jamie, you can come over." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." She tells me that story, and then straight away I'm thinking, everyone's got time. Nah, like, whatever, blah blah blah, whatever. Um,
So
and
naive you are.
I know, yeah, like, nah, everyone's got time and so on. I was like, "Ugh." But when it's like starts to get awkward, she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh," like, what you doing, like, and so on. But I was thinking, "Oh, there's nobody else about to pass her on to," and I was thinking, right, you know what? I don't want to get back into PTing again. Let's say, in a manner of speaking, of self employment, because I've just come out of that. Just want to chill for a bit. Um, but I was like, right, no, you know what? I'll come over, talked and met them, as I say, both and them. I was like, "Oh, really lovely, like really nice, couple and so on, really sound." I was like, "Yeah, I can help this guy or want to help this guy." And that was it. That started the ball rolling in that area. And then word of mouth spreads again. So it got to a stage where people were asking me specifically for inductions when there's like two other instructors there, or people talk to me all the time. I think again just comes down to communication. Part time turned into full time in that gym, and then COVID happened. Still no online up until that point. COVID happened, and then you're like, right, yeah, reduced wage, let's say, from the gym that I was working at. Don't need you as much, whatever. You're on furlough pay. Um, I don't know when coming back as such. I think when we did start to open up again, we had to have the gym equipment, spaced so far apart. They said, "Oh, you can
Yeah,
go."
there was a lot of accommodations during that over here too. It was just
Yeah.
like everything had to be so far, everything had to be wiped down constantly in
Mm.
between everything.
Yeah, she said, my manager was like, "Oh, if you want to just get out the house,
Yeah.
we're starting up again." Like the main place that I was at, it was too small to open up
Mhm.
because of keeping the 2 meters apart and so on at that point. But we had a bigger center, and she's like, "You can go there and help out if you want." I was like, "Yeah, just get me out of this fucking house." At that point. So yeah, it was like an hour round trip
Mhm.
for a
Oh,
2 hour
wow.
shift.
Oh my gosh.
But at that point, I was like, "Yeah, I'm out of the house sound."
I'll take anything, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, other people. Um, and so, yeah, the clients that I did have started to bring them in as well on it, in terms of doing, like, online classes. Like, there's a Facebook, group for the housing estate that we're on. I was like, right, did classes for them, my other clients as well, and then rather than them just seeing me once a week or whatever, they had that communication with me throughout the whole week. And so even though they were from home, their results, you know, times 10, happening quicker and so on, because 'cause I'm talking to them a lot more and so on. As I say, the accountability just went up. And so that was where it started then, online. So COVID, as I say, a blessing in disguise, forced me onto it because again, I was like, "Right, where's the money gonna come from?" But did a little bit online, a little bit again in that gym, and then the online started to overtake the in-person, in that gym, and then I was doing, like, as I say, online, that gym, 39 hours a week, 35, 32, 25,
Just like a
15.
gradual kind of
Yeah,
like swapping one for
just
the other.
overtaken, and I think then it got to a stage where I was going through at the end, I was only doing, I think, maybe 10 hours a week, that was it. Um, but I was going through divorce at that stage, and my life had just completely turned upside down, like, the house was up for sale and all this sort of stuff, like, my life as I thought it was gonna be, the whole reason why I was doing Jamie Watkins coaching, that's gone out the window, at that point. So yeah, I was like, right, I'm doing this for us. I'm doing it for our future and so on. And then, right, well, that fucking went. So yeah, I was like, right, why am I doing this? So if you joined the team January 2024, I would not
Jamie
have
was
been.
not a good coach.
I was not a good coach. Hands up.
Fair enough. I
Like
like the
I was.
transparency though.
Yeah,
Like,
I wasn't showing up.
yeah,
Like, but I probably wasn't communicating about it either.
yeah.
I didn't tell anyone, or none of the girls knew.
It's a shitty thing to have to talk about.
Yeah, I think probably at that point I just wasn't processing it, or
Yeah,
like, oh, if I don't talk about it, it's not real. You know,
yeah. Fair
um,
enough.
like it's not happening. So
Yeah,
I stayed still at that job, even though it was only 10 hours. It was kind of like some foundation, some support.
yeah.
I'm like, right, I'm not. You know, I'm around people that I know. They know what's going on. I can talk to people or whatever. Blah
Yeah,
blah
it's like
blah.
an anchor of like real life because
That's
when you
it.
go fully online, it's just like you and your own thoughts or you and your own space.
Yeah, and I
So I
think
totally get that.
at that time, if I'd gone completely headfirst, let's say into online, with what I was going through at the time, I probably would have spiraled. I'd be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So yeah, I needed some support. Like everything else, was, as I say, was changing my life completely at that time. Right, I need something that's still the same. So yeah, 10 must have been 10 hours per week, and then yeah, got to a stage where, as I say, 8 months, 8 months in, processing what had happened, and yeah, got myself into a position where I was like, right, yeah, I'm ready, fully online, and then here we are, just grew and grew and grew. But it's like you said, content now and Instagram, social media. It's like, right, I can build up 26 clients when I talk to somebody face to face. Trying to do that when you're online, when you say now it is so saturated, like everyone's an online coach when they're not even potentially a coach. It's like, right, how do I how does somebody filter through the shit and, like, come to myself, for example, because yeah,
Yeah,
how do you distinguish the cowboys and
yeah.
things like that?
I think, yeah, because anyone, it's just the same shit that we all grew up with as millennials. It's like social media can be a highlight reel. And now with AI too, it's like people can pass themselves off as something that they're probably not actually. And they can pass off their services as something better than what it is. And maybe they won't retain clientele and they'll constantly be like, shifting through people and like having high turnover, but they're probably still making money off of these people. And so, which is unfortunate. So it is a lot of shit to weed through as a client. And I feel like the stars aligned. I got really lucky to find you and then like meet you and tell right off the bat, like, no, this guy knows his shit. So, but yeah, I mean, you've even said you've had clients that would just be more comfortable being trained by a woman. Cause as time went on from starting online, like I know that you used to coach everybody and now it's like almost 100% women. And it's really shifted to the women dealing with some of these hormonal disorders that we have, that there are not cures for. So it's like you're helping women better their lives that struggle with these things that are, so intense sometimes and so impactful on like your everyday life. Um, but yeah, I just well, let's talk a little bit about that actually. You did switch from, so it was in person, trying to like be at this gym, do the in-person thing where you're seeing people once a week, and then you realize you've got such success meeting people, one, where they're at, and two, like touching base with them so frequently that you see like a way higher success rate for them because it's like a forced accountability. And then you shift away from coaching men to just women, and then you shift from coaching women. I think you told me statistically, like when you first started, your like 20% of your women had one of these disorders. And now, what was it, like 70% or something
Yeah, it's got maybe
have,
even higher now.
okay, that
Yeah,
either have PMDD, PCOS, or PMOS now is name change,
yeah.
and endometriosis. Like, what, as a man, that was one of the questions I asked you. I'm like, you're a dude. Like, why do you know so much about this? And why did you delve into this specialty? So I'd love for you to like tell anyone who's listening, like how you really ended up in that niche.
Yeah, I know, I think, as I say, the past 4 or 5 years, it got to a stage where business is going so well.
Hmm.
Maybe I do need to do like a bit of an audit of, can I do better? Can I make things easier for myself? Or, what direction is Jamie Watkins coaching going in?
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, not kind of like big headed, but I was in a position where I could say no to people, you
Yeah.
know, like, right now, I don't want you. Well, I'm doing that even now. I'm
It's
still saying no
it's
to people.
actually a beautiful thing, and it's like a sign of success for me when you can turn away clientele because you don't need it, because that means you can
Mm,
select stuff that doesn't drain you,
yeah.
and you can stay passionate about what you do.
Yeah.
But go
And
ahead.
so even now, like, right, I want somebody on the team who wants to be here, you know?
Mhm.
So that's why, as I say, like part of those questions, like the consultation that we had, for example, you mentioned, right, is now the time, and if somebody says to me, oh no, can we start in 2 months? 2 months? Why 2 months? And like, oh no, well, I've got a holiday next week, that's life. Like, what, you're gonna put it off? Like, there's 2 months of potential work on the table that you're just saying no to, turning away from. Yeah. And then maybe in 2 months' time, they're not gonna get back to me. In 2 months' time, no way. They're gonna carry on living their life. I might reach out in 2 months' time because, as I say, business model out there, we're like, "Right, just see how X is doing." They're probably not gonna reply. No way. Something else will always come up. There's never a perfect time. You just gotta start now. Um, so, yeah, it got to the stage where 4 or 5 years ago, looking through, right, who do I like to train the most? Who do I get the best results with, and so on. And then it kind of did narrow down more to just women, like broadly women, full stop. Because the guys in particular, more often than not, that were coming into the team were just pure ego. Like, not wanting to listen, um, would be
Were they combative?
but yeah, maybe a little bit. And just yeah, just not right,
I
you've
mean, to
come
you, like, as a coach, you're trying to coach them. Are they combative and telling you, like, "No, I'm not gonna do that," or "That's
yeah,
actually not" okay.
yeah, as in, like, you've come to me as the professional,
Yeah.
and you're 2 weeks in, you think you know better.
Yeah.
Okay, see you
That'd
later.
be exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Bye bye, Felicia.
yeah, bad bitch. Um, Literally not got time for you,
Yeah.
right? So they'd go 2 weeks later, "Oh, mate, can I come back?" "No, you've had your
Mm-mm.
chance, you didn't wanna listen,
Yeah.
you don't wanna yeah, this isn't a life-changing thing for you, you're not in this for the right reasons." So I was like, "Yeah, no, see you later." So, as I say, it got to just women in particular, like 4 or 5 years ago, and then going on from there, getting great results and so on. God, hundreds and hundreds of women now, I've helped. But even then, it's probably in the time span of 12 years, 350, 400, I don't know, women maybe have helped, which in the span of well, that's not a lot, mate. In the space of
Really?
yeah, in the space of 12 years, it's not really a lot. But I
That's
think this is
crazy.
why I am selective. Let's
Yeah.
say in a manner of speaking. I don't just want anyone on the team. I want somebody who
Right.
wants to be here. And then I do say, if somebody does say like, oh, nah, like maybe next week or whatever, I'll be like, right, not trying to blow smoke up my own ass, but you've got an opportunity now to work with a coach who knows his shit. You know, I guarantee I'm going to get you your results. You've given me maybe a temp check. I'll ask you like, right, scale of 1 to 10, what we saying? 1 being, nah, this ain't for me. 10 being, let's fucking go. This is you're the coach for me. And then you're saying, yeah, start later on. Right.
That's like your litmus test of like, yeah, that's one of the questions I was gonna ask you, like, how do you know if a client's gonna be a good fit for your team? And it sounds like that's it. If, like,
Mm.
I saw a post you had done a couple weeks ago of somebody just not they messaged you and then you contacted them back, and then it was, like, 2 weeks before they even responded to that.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like that's the beauty of running your own business and being where you're at that point where you can turn away a client. You're not desperate for the money, so you can really cater your team to doing exactly what you love with people who are as excited about it as you are, which makes a huge difference. Like, and even in any job, like, it doesn't even matter if you're self-employed or not. If you're not excited about going to work and doing what you're doing, like, I know no job is ideal, but you want more of the positive, fun stuff than the stuff that drags you down. And
Mm.
so, yeah, what's I guess the litmus test if you decide somebody is or isn't going to be on the team? Have you had anybody like get mad at you for basically turning them away?
Not I don't know, I think I probably have, but I would, like, just, "Oh, see you
Yeah.
later." Like, yeah, you're really not right for the team. I've had I remember one girl turned up smoking a joint. Like,
Wait, on a video call?
yeah,
Oh my
straight
gosh,
straight
that's
up.
so crazy. Was she
Like,
American?
no,
Oh,
like,
really?
just straight up blowing the smoke, like, in the camera. And I was like, are you smoking weed right now?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "Right, okay, already, nah."
Call
Like,
ended, like, "Don't know what happened,
yeah,
lost my internet."
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, hey, nothing against, like, smoking weed, and whatever,
Right.
like, do what you
Do
wanna
your
do sort of
thing.
thing, but, like, right, I'm on a call right now with you to potentially change your life, and you can't
Yeah,
wait 20 minutes to not
like,
smoke
get
a
high.
joint. Yeah. Um, but that was already not a great start.
No.
It got worse. It got worse. So she was basically insulting, like, my clients, me, and so on. Like me, like asking about her goals and so on. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, right, okay, yeah. And it got to a stage where she was like, "People actually pay you to do this." I was like, "Yeah." She
How
just laughed.
rude.
Yeah, she just started laughing. She's like, "Oh, no way! Oh my god! Like what? There's no way I'd pay you for this." I was like, "Why the fuck are you on this call then?"
Yeah, literally, why would you even accept the invitation to do a call? Why would you book it? Why would you go out of your way? Maybe she was high when she did it.
Gotta be, gotta be. So I was, yeah, at that
So
point,
is
I was
that,
like,
like, hands down the worst
I think it
attempt, like,
is. It's
worst
gotta
call you
be.
ever had with a potential client?
Yeah, I think it's gotta be. I
The
remember
audacity.
I remember one girl, I think I ended the call literally seconds in.
Yeah.
Just straight off the bat, I was like, "Yeah, it's not gonna work."
Have you ever hired somebody on and, like, thinking from the call that it's gonna be a good fit, and then you end up having to fire them as a client because they're just, like, not working out?
Yeah. I will give everyone, like, best opportunity as possible.
Yeah.
It sounds as though it's gonna be great and so on. But probably in another part to that question is like, right, has anybody fired me? It would be a case of it's
I do
been,
wanna know that too, actually.
yeah, this is probably the same woman or the
Oh, so it's like
same
a mutual
outcome. Yeah,
firing?
it probably would have
Okay,
been the same because
let's hear the story then.
this woman was struggling with PCOS or PMOS. So I explained to her from the offset, I was like, right, your body does not react the same as, anyone else, let's say from there. Like it is going to be a little bit different. Things are going to be a little bit slower. Does that mean you're not going to get results? No. That's still my job, still good at it. It is just going to be a little bit slower. We are going to have to do things a little bit differently. I thought she agreed to that. I thought she was on board with that. You know, the same as every other woman I have a consultation with, like including yourself, we go through everything, don't we? I explain how I work, in terms of the accountability, in terms of the gym or training from home, your plans and so on, in terms of the nutrition. We go through absolutely everything. And then that's when you're like, yeah, this guy's for me. Sound happy? Yeah, let's go. So, as I say, started off being all good. And I think probably what she was expecting or what she wanted to see, she basically wanted results yesterday. I was like, right, straight off the bat, within a number of weeks, I was like, yeah, this ain't good. Or the first week, um, the scales weren't playing ball, let's say. However, her visuals, they were changing. They were changing. I was like, right. And the package that she was on, I would only send over the Loom check-ins once every 4 weeks, but she was adamant. She's like, "Jamie, there's no change at all." I'm saying to her, "Mate, here we go." Again, right, I wouldn't leave her hanging out to dry. I'd be like, "Right, if there are changes, I'm gonna show you." So got on a Loom, recorded, "Right, this is you last week, this is you this week. Here's the change. Look at this. It's in black and white. I can't blow smoke up your ass. It's here in black and white, I'm not making this up." "Nope." not good enough for her at all, just because the scales weren't going down. Um, she had an unhealthy relationship with food as well, like, just everything. I was like, "Right, okay, you're trying to
I feel like some of
change."
that's to be expected when you bring someone on, especially if they've never done it before and who is
Mm,
working through, like, an unhealthy but, like, for you to point out the evidence right to her face of, like, I see like, the first week I turned in progress photos to you, like, from my very first set, you're, like, already changing. I'm like, "What?" And then
yeah,
you, like but as you would point stuff out, I would look and be like, "Oh, yeah, that is happening, like, that's there." And we know for me, the scale has just literally bounced the same 5 pounds in how many months, but how much has my body changed?
mm,
So like things are changing. And I think sometimes you just can't convince someone that the scale isn't the end all be all.
no,
Like obviously it's an important part of the journey, but there are so many other metrics. So like
yeah, and there was only so many times that I could say to her, just the same thing, and that sometimes that is coaching, like, you do sometimes have to say the same thing
yeah,
on repeat for
yeah.
somebody who maybe just isn't getting it,
It's
like I
not
say.
clicking or
Yeah,
refusing to acknowledge it,
yeah,
perpetually
so
dissatisfied.
the evidence is there, like I say, that what we are doing is working. You're getting stronger in the gym, visually changes, measurements as well were going down. Everything was all good. It's literally just the scales that weren't playing ball. But that wasn't enough for her. So it got to a stage where she said, "Can we lower my calories?" I was like, "No, there's no need because what we're doing is working." And as I say as well for the PMOS, she was like, "Oh, but I've seen results when I've only had 1,000 calories per day."
Of
I was like
course you saw results,
I was
but they're
like
not gonna
Yeah, I was like, "Right, great, but it didn't work though, did it?" She's like, "Yeah, it did." I was like, "No, otherwise we wouldn't be having this conversation.
exactly.
You'd be living your life. You'd be like, 'Yeah, there's no problem. I'm the same
Yeah.
weight that I was. You've obviously rebounded. It's not
Mhm.
worked.'" And yeah, she kicked off a fuss about that. She's like, "But it did work." I was like, "No, it didn't."
That's one
Um,
thing I think that's been really hard as a just as a female and, like, being indoctrinated into, like, oh, doing a drastic cut to make yourself smaller or whatever. Um, we think, oh, because, like, I didn't do this very long, but, like, going low carb, it's like, "Oh, that works because you drastically drop weight," but it doesn't work because the results don't stick, and like the real goal is to change your body, become stronger, and have it last for a lifetime, and like instill those habit changes into yourself so that it can be literally it's just your life now. It's not a trendy thing. It's not like this crash diet. Like no, it doesn't work. I agree with you 100% because we'll think, oh, I lost. For me it was Weight Watchers. When I was in my early 20s I went on Weight Watchers. I lost a ton of weight. I dropped like 40 pounds. And so I thought that's what works for me. And you know what? I tried to go back to Weight Watchers 3 separate times in my life after that first run. And none of them was I able to stick to it long enough to see that much of a cut. And obviously it doesn't work because I'm in this position that I'm in now. It wasn't a lifelong sustainable practice for me. So I love that,
literally.
but it is hard. It's hard to get that into some women's head because we are just like, "Oh, well, whatever works the fastest and cuts this body fat down is the thing." And it's like, "Well, if you know better than me, then go do it yourself. Why are we
Mm,
here on this call?"
literally. Yeah, you've come to me as the coach who knows his shit about PMOS, PCOS, and so on, and
Yeah,
that was it. She was thinking that she knew better. So
yeah,
she's like, "Oh, I could cut my calories." No, we're
yeah,
not doing
no.
that.
You've
I
even had to tell me no because I'm like, I still get into my head. I'm like, should we do more of a cut? And you're like, if we do more, we're dropping like 100 to 150 calories. We're not going on a 500 because I know that for me too with my PMDD, I just cannot take that low of a cut
mm,
because my everything just doesn't agree with it. And then again, it's not sustainable. So it's like reprogramming your brain to think, like, realize that the
yeah,
turtle's pace is better.
and that's what I was trying to explain to her.
Yeah.
Right, it's not gonna happen quickly. Are we gonna get results? Yes, but you've gotta still show up, you've gotta tick the boxes and so on, da, 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 da. Was she? Probably not. Like, I was asking for her food logs as well because I had no idea how much she was eating because she wasn't telling me, she wasn't logging it. I was like, "Right, if we're gonna do this, before we do make these changes, tell me, show me, what are you doing? What are you eating?" She sent me one photo. That was it. When this
How
all
long
kicked
did it
off.
last before you guys decided to part ways? Like, was it
6
how long was
6
she
weeks.
6 weeks?
6 weeks. I was getting to the stage where I was like, "I can't coach this woman."
Yeah.
And she'd paid, was it 6 weeks? It might have been 12 weeks. No, I think it might have been 6 weeks. And she paid like, yeah, she had like so much money, let's say, left over, or she committed to the 6 weeks at a time, and she still had like maybe like a week left or something like that. And she's like, "No, I'm done." Well, no, she's like, "No, I'm changing or whatever, or I'm not happy with you." I think her words were
Yeah.
something on those
You're
lines.
like, "I'm not happy with you either."
Yeah, I was like, "Right, well, I'm still not changing anything."
Yeah.
But I was a bit like, "Oh, see you
Yeah.
later.
Again, bye,
Bye." Like,
Felicia.
literally, "Yeah, bye, bitch." She's like, literally, do not care. Like, right,
Oh my gosh.
I tried, it is one of those occasions where you just have to bite your tongue. You're like, "Right,
Yeah.
yeah."
It's better for everybody just to part ways at a
It's yeah,
certain point.
it's as I say, you try and explain, you try and be professional. It's again not blowing smoke up her ass. It's like she agreed. This is how I work. I'm not going to jeopardize your health, your hormones, everything like that, just for a
Yeah.
result that is only going to last for you a month
I
before you
mean,
undo
it's
your
like
hard work again.
I feel like it's also kind of a deprogramming for the coach, because I remember the last time I had anything to do with a coach, it was like the beach body stuff, and you would just join a Facebook challenge group, and it was a challenge for like 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever, and you're looking for the fastest results and doing 21-day fix and eating these tiny, tiny little portions. Oh, I think about the container system, and it's like, this is not enough food for anybody. Looking back now, like knowing what I know, and I always wondered why I was always so hungry, eating like the diet laid out with that kind of thing. But yeah, it's like you're not fast results are just not it's not it. But some people just aren't there yet. They're not willing to accept that or realize that you've got to fuel yourself. If you suffer from these hormonal situations, you really have to baby yourself in that regard, and you have to just accept going at a snail's pace because and doing it for the long haul for sure.
That
Um,
exactly. And so
yeah,
me trying to say that to her just wasn't listening, just wasn't going
yeah,
in. So I was like, "Right, I can't do any more. See you later." And then I think we had, as I say, like a week outstanding.
yeah,
Me thinking like, "Right, that's it then. See you later."
yeah.
In a manner of speech, she was like, "Oh no, I'm still going to stay and see out the 6 weeks."
I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah, I was like, "You realise I'm not going to change your calories. I'm not
Yeah,
doing anything because it is working. We are seeing changes. It's literally just the scale." But I'm telling her why the scales as well aren't maybe going down. Right, your food, like, as I say, there's many reasons as to why that's not happened, but again, just going over it, she's not listening, she's not listening at all. So communication's 0. Yeah, I was like, "Right, okay then, well," as I say, I'm not changing anything. And then she was like, "Right, you're not listening to me, Jamie. I've asked you this, like, can we, yeah, go down in calories, and you've refused," and all this sort of stuff. Like, I was expecting more. Yeah, I think definitely once upon a time, let's say maybe a lot earlier in my career, I would have really taken it to heart. But
yeah,
yeah, what she was saying, I was just like, "See you later."
yeah.
Like,
That's the
nah.
beauty of that. Okay, well, we're coming in on 90 minutes. The two of us talk far too much. So okay, my last question for you is,
Mhm.
as a coach, do you have a coach?
I have had a coach in the past. Um, yeah, during COVID, I wanted to see what I was capable of. So I was eating like 3,500 calories a day to do the bulk and put on some size, put on some muscle and so on, and it worked. But it's during COVID, and I think even then the accountability was there from that coach, but I think they probably didn't have like the finesse or the tidiness or the finishing touches of like, oh yeah, this is professional, let's say. But he got the job done at the end of the day, so far. But when COVID finished, going back into work, life again, he wasn't listening. At that point, it's weird. Just made a switch. I was like, me trying to eat my 3,500 calories per day. There were staff struggles where I was working at and so on. So I'd be like on reception, eating my food. Somebody would come through the door, quickly put the food under the desk. If the queue develops, right, me trying to eat that meal, it's taken half an hour. I've got my next meal in 45 minutes. Right, not gonna happen. He only wanted me to do 3,000 steps per day. I was like, "That's not realistic." Like, I've done 3,000 steps just getting ready for work. No way. Yeah, not a chance. So as I say, just wasn't listening. And then, yeah, I was like, parted ways. But I was with him probably for a good 18 months, maybe 2 years. And then I think during the time of the divorce and so on, I thought, right, I need to look after myself a little bit more. I did have a coach. I think he was like quite a, yeah, more of an influencer coach, let's say. Well, not an influencer coach, but he got the results and so on, but he had like a bit more of a following. Um, and he was charging the same amount of money that I was in terms of like my premium package. And so I was like, right, yeah, if I'm charging what he's charging, but I know what I deliver, he's got to be on that same wavelength. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
shit.
Not?
No. Like, I was like, right, well, I know what I charge. I'm
Yeah.
paying the same to him.
Yeah.
I got 1 5-minute Loom check-in a week, literally 5 minutes. You could see him looking at the timer, 5 minutes. Right, yeah, see you later, mate. Yeah. You can tell
Wow.
he's just trying to cram it all into 5 minutes. No touch bases throughout the week.
Oh my
So
gosh.
1 5-minute Loom every week, that was it.
We need to get the coach. We need to get you a good
Mm,
coach
yeah,
on who like you tailors to your specific life and your situation.
yeah,
See,
so
that's probably a lot of crap that people have to weed through. I can't imagine
mm.
like spending money with a coach and that's what you get, and then you just have to keep going out there and trying to find somebody. Probably a lot of people give up after that point.
Yeah, so I did my 3-month minimum commitment with him, and as soon as the 3
Yeah.
months ended, that was it. I was like, "Yeah, see you later." Because as I say, I was just like,
Yeah.
"Right, well, I know the standard that I
Right.
have
That
for the
you provide
money."
your clients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the money that I charge, he's on the
Yeah.
same, yet nowhere near, you know,
Yeah.
what I was offering, and then, as I say, the accountability or the support, I was like, "It's not there." But this is it though. I think everyone thinks that all coaches are the same. You pay what you pay, and it's going to be the same for everyone. But no, it's very, very different. It's like, yeah, you've got to shop. You've got to find the right coach for you, which can be exhausting. And then you're like, right, yeah. And then
I
sometimes
lucked
it is a bit
out.
like, yeah, yeah. Woo! Go from there.
Oh man. Yeah, I totally get that. And I feel like too, it's just like you were obviously the first time you got coached, you were going for a specific goal of bulking, but it obviously didn't I mean, you did do it, but
Yeah,
like you were talking about trying to cram in the food and stuff. It sounds like a retail or even like a kitchen position when I was like back when I was still in the workforce. It's just like you had to like cram it in and hope to God you get like 5 minutes to
yeah,
eat. And then yeah, if somebody walks in, you just like tuck your food away, cover your mouth, chew it up. And it's
literally.
like the day can literally get away from you and you
Yeah,
realize, oh, I haven't even eaten. Like that happens to me as a mom. I struggle sometimes where I'll be making the kids breakfast and, I'll have had like my creatine with collagen that I have first thing in the morning. And I'll have like, I mix a cold brew with a protein drink and it'll be like 12:30 and I'm like, oh gosh, I haven't eaten. And then I'm putting the baby down. So it's going to be another like couple of hours before I actually get a chance to eat. So like, it is definitely difficult sometimes to get in what you need to get in and
mm,
not cram it all in at the end of the day. So,
yeah. It
all
was just getting
right.
to a stage where I just wasn't enjoying food either. Just
Yeah.
cramming it in, forcing it in. I was like, yeah. It's just exhausting, like eating.
It's kinda crazy because as a girl who loves food, it's like, the fact that I have to pay such close attention and I'm actually not hitting those numbers sometimes, it's like, who am I? What has motherhood done to me? Oh, shoot. Well, speaking of motherhood, I'm pretty sure my kids are gonna be running in here within the next few minutes and
Yeah,
making things crazy. So we should wrap it up. So I did wanna say before we log off, do you anyone who's listening, give a piece of advice or maybe like a question that they can ask themselves to encourage them to take their first step on the road to becoming more healthy or fit than they were yesterday?
actually, the one question that came to my mind was, or if I was gonna ask somebody, is what's one thing that you've been putting off because you're waiting until Monday,
That's a
sort of
really
thing?
good question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Pushing it to Monday.
everyone's always like, "Oh, I'll start Monday,"
Yeah.
and it's like Wednesday, for example, now, like, right, okay,
Mhm.
start Monday, right, why? What are you putting it off? Because chances are, as I say, Monday isn't the thing holding you back. You know, like I say, don't need a perfect week. You just need the next decision to move you that little bit closer to the
Yeah.
person that you're trying to become.
Yeah, for sure. On our next episode, I didn't put this in our notes, but on our next episode, I kind of want to delve into why a lot of women might not be eating as much as they need to eat, and how we kind of break down the stigma around eating enough
Hmm.
and calories, and especially carbs, because as women, we've been sold the whole no carb, low carb, Atkins, keto, all of it. So I kind of want to break down some of those misconceptions, myths, where it might be appropriate, but where it probably isn't appropriate for the long-term goals.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. If anybody made it this far, we're
Yeah,
we're
what?
so
Yeah,
chatty.
an hour 35.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's mostly for ourselves, right?
Need to say like comment donut if you made it this far.
Yeah. Comment donut. Oh, now we got to think about where we're getting our donuts from next month.
I know. I'm thinking though, yeah, do I get, well, there's more flavors at Planet Donut that I haven't tried yet. So I was
That's
like,
true.
right,
You can
still
go
keep
back
going
to the
there.
vending machine.
I could just
Yeah.
get one rather than 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't get sassed for not being able to put any more on your order.
Yeah. Like, give me more donuts.
You just like, somebody's got like CCTV of Jamie kicking the donut.
Yeah. I'm just Homer Simpson it, like running up or drop kicking it, and then woo, got shit
Oh,
coming out.
shoot.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me for an hour 36 at this point.
Enjoyed it, mate. Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Bring on the next
same.
one.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, gonna wave goodbye now.
Bye. Toodaloo.